guys, if they recycle them in other places. I don't know.
It's a good
Or just
question.
special mobs, if they could be... Are they still enchanting mobs with special things?
Yes.
Arcane damage or lightning and stuff?
Yep.
Okay. So there could be a broad range of spectral warriors. Speaking of King Leoric, he's coming up next. This was for the 950,000? Or was it 925? King Leoric.
I lose track.
I
It's
think
been
it was
going up so
925.
fast that
Well, no, I think it was 950. It was 975 then.
925 for this one.
Yeah, 925. Right, and this is the only one we got. But I'm not complaining because it's badass.
look at that mace.
Yes. That is a skull crusher.
And there were some people asking a while ago about weapon types. Like, so
He's used
will
both, yeah.
maces, like, will there be two-handed maces? Will they be mauls? Like, how are they going to group weapons together? And just seeing this sort of reminds me of that.
This is just one giant flanged sledgehammer. Never seen anything like this in the game before. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty close to how he looks in-game, though he's more colorful in-game. Not so monotone.
I think
Right.
they should just make the entire game black and white.
Sepia
Colors for,
field
like, unicorns and girls.
Good times, good times.
The only level in color will be the unicorn level.
They fought magical rainbows.
I wonder if his crown's going to be back. Because that was an item that was not in number 2.
Right. That's very true, and it was such a great find in the first game. You're like, yes, I've got lifesteal.
Now, would you rather have his crown or his mace?
Definitely the mace.
I'd like to have
I don't
everything
know
but
if-
the missing chest.
I-
Somehow I don't think
Gaping hole in the gut.
the breastplate of King Leoric would be a very good
Thank you
good
for
item.
freeing me. I give you my breastplate. No, I'll stick with my own. Thanks for the offer, though.
What? You don't want it?
Don't let Kin fool you. He even wants the guy's wife. I mean, you know.
Oh yeah,
It's kind
I
of
go for headless ghosts.
The things
Hey, now.
you do. Yeah. It is interesting with a weapon like that, though, because flanged weapons do actually work very well for what they're designed to do.
Oh, extremely well.
Yeah. The only thing that's actually ineffective about a weapon like that is it would be so incredibly heavy you'd have a hard time swinging it. But,
How much do you think that thing would weigh? If you built that in reality, how much would it weigh?
honestly,
I'm going to go with baby elephant.
all right, let's think about this. Have you ever had a thing of iron or steel? And just imagine each one of those flanges weighs about 15 pounds. And it looks to be like going all the way around 360 degrees.
Give or take.
Yeah,
At least
each.
I think Zelnaga's right. It's a car axle. Basically, if you take the two wheel discs, stick them on one end, and then just like swing it around by the axle, that's
Oh, well, I do that on a daily basis. That's my workout. I use those for golf clubs.
Yeah,
You
that's not
say
that heavy.
guts.
That's easy.
Do you think that his armor pieces will be a set in the game?
that would
I don't see why.
be interesting.
Like they had
and
the Cow King set in Diablo 2, which was crap, but
yeah,
it was still a cool idea.
There will always be people who are willing to collect crap just to say that they have. I've got the full set. So
Cow King set here. Anybody want to trade? Anyone? No?
Leoric's gaping breastplate.
that is
Mine is 57 defense.
That is specifically designed for the female barbarian, I'll have you know.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
I think he's taken one too many disintegrates.
Disintegrates to
UP
the
laser
chest.
beam.
Or frostbeat.
The
Next image we got is of a cultist. And if you're looking closely at his hand, you can see maggots crawling in the shreds of his remaining hand, which is disgusting. That's so gross.
How did this one get in here?
Which one, the cultist?
Yeah.
It's on the official Diablo 3 website.
Yeah, I do realize that. It's just kind of throwing me off. I was like, this isn't one of the recent releases.
Oh, no. We're done with those for now. Maybe
Okay.
we'll get to the rest at the end of the show. But yeah, now we're back to the Diablo 3 official concept art stuff on the site. And these guys turn into the vessels, correct? Or are they
No.
just their own separate dudes?
They're just cultists. The vessels, I guess, always have slight differentials. Like, don't they always have the staff, for instance?
Yes, and they've got the Diablo teeth in their back.
Right. Right.
Oh, that's right.
Looking at this concept art, it's very cool looking at the face in the chest again. You know, that seems to be a theme they're going with in some of these different ones.
Right.
Real keynote and subtlety.
And the next image we got is of the same cultist, though you can see the back of him in more detail. Nails jammed to
Nails
his
in the
feet.
foot.
Oh, no thanks.
Now, this sort of reminds me of there was back when grave robbing was a big problem in a lot of places. People thought it was zombies or whatnot, and they would take measures in order to keep the dead from walking away / being stolen, including nailing the corpse's feet to the bottom of the coffin.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because what would happen is if you were going to steal a corpse, you're not going to dig out the full 6 foot wide length and open the top.
Right.
They would just dig down to the head, crack open that side, because remember, coffins were shaped, they're kind of they're trapezoidal shape.
Right.
So they dig down to the head, crack open the wide end, and then just pull the body out through the hole.
Right.
And so they would take things like nailing the feet to the bottom of the coffin so that you couldn't tug the body out, or it would be damaged and then no longer useful, because a lot of them were stolen to be used to be sold illegally as medical cadavers.
Uh-huh.
That's right.
And then in Civil War time, where it was just as much of a problem, they built they would booby trap them with what was called a grave torpedo. It was a landmine.
Whoa.
The only
That's
other
crazy.
thing, even pressing into present day, if you go into certain parts of Europe, the fear of vampiric activity is still very much so alive, and it still leads to people literally driving a stake into the dead body. Like, if something very problematic was happening with the family after a death, they would actually dig up the body and do that. And a lot of the belief system actually came about because of the stages of necropsy going on with the body, where all of a sudden it would look like blood is coming out of the mouth, or different things that kind of gave the appearance that they weren't there the entire time, like something had changed even though it shouldn't have. So you do see a lot of very strange customs depending on where you're looking on the planet.
Crazy.
Like the biggest thing we need to look at here is the bottom right corner of this picture.
Hip-hop cultist.
Hip-hop
This
cultist.
guy is ready to bust a move.
He's got
start
some
break
swagger.
dancing.
Where's the cardboard? Where's the cardboard in the boombox? Bring
Right,
it.
he's ready to start break dancing.
See, that's not him slouched forward because he's decaying. That's him caught in, mid-chest thrust. He's busy saying, yeah, what's it to you?
He's getting ready to throw down. All right, let's move on. Next one we got is one of my favorite pieces. It's just awesome. This is of a wood wraith, but it's the most
And we got-
animated wood wraith picture we have.
And we got to see a bit of the wood wraith in the followers video, so in game.
That's
I
right.
think he was fighting a giant tree.
Mm-hmm. I believe he gets blown apart by Disintegrate, the wizard.
Yeah, it's also interesting to note that in the lore section, when these first came out, it said that they seemingly were caused by necromancer's magic, but in kind of an inadvertent thing, like they weren't actually sure how well their effects were on the world, and so things like this were created unintentionally. So,
Because we're kind of seeing that as a theme for a bunch of monsters. So, like the Unburied, how it's like, oh, well, if you just end up with too many corpses together, there's so much loose, chaotic magic that it's starting to create stuff. And so it looks like, hey, if you hang too many people from a tree, their souls take over.
Become part of it, tear their way out from the center.
yeah, I love the bodies in the center of the tree. That's really awesome.
Now, do you think we're looking at a boss wood wraith here? Because the end game that we've seen, they don't have the body swinging from the limbs and nothing coming out of the center. They're just moving trees, And the other pieces of concept art we're going to look at look more like the ones we've seen in game, whereas this one is much more detailed. Or do you think it's just drawn for dramatic effect?
It really could be either or. So,
Yeah, I'd say either or. I wouldn't say boss, but I could see sub-boss or unique.
Special, right?
maybe a quest. king of the wood wraiths.
Go kill that
Yeah.
demon tree.
I love those guys in the middle. It's hilarious.
I'm gonna lean
Tortured
towards
spirits.
dramatic effect though.
Oh, that's disappointing. What about the giant millipedes at the bottom?
Those are definitely in game because they look
can
extremely irritating to
bottom
fight.
up.
So they're definitely in.
You know what'll be great is you think you kill one, you just chop it in half, and then the two halves come after you.
Oh, this is all.
What if
Oh.
you get one on each leg and then they're able to just walk you around in whatever direction they want?
Who says there aren't mounts in Diablo? Go, giant millipede!
Millipede mount.
You really want to kill this
Well,
game for
centipede.
me? Just say it's like, yeah, and then they're gonna play yakety sax while they're doing that. Done. I'm out.
It is what it is.
Next image you got is of some more wood wraiths. These guys don't look quite as menacing, though I still probably mess you up bad.
Yeah, these look pretty much exactly like the ones we see occur in game. They're bigger than you. They're no bodies, and you know.
What the heck? Look at
Crack
the year
well,
on
yeah.
that thing.
06? 07, 06? No,
Mm.
06. 2006.
Well, they had this idea for quite a while.
Indeed. Next image is more of the same. Does this one look slightly more friendly than the rest to me? Maybe he's a good guy. Maybe he gives you a quest. Maybe he gives you the quest to kill his evil grandfather or something.
Well, you know, this one's slightly less menacing because it doesn't have that facial structure built in. This one literally just looks like it could just be a tree, were it not for the arms.
Right. What do you guys think? Would you guys be mad at the idea of like a group of trees who are fighting the other trees and elicit your help for quests to fight the trees? Or do you think they're just all evil? I'm leaning more towards they're all evil.
I think they're probably all evil because I can't imagine the int type existing without some other reason. You know what I mean? I don't think they're natural denizens of the world.
Right.
I would almost like to see it just so that we could create a video that just sort of summed up that quest line with a Rush song as the background music. So,
Nice.
yeah, racism among trees, an oak telling you to kill an aspen. We
I
can solve the problem with axe and saw.
And fire. Do you smoke trees? Could be a distant relative.
yeah, I'm just having horrible flashbacks to the whole Ent scene in Lord of the Rings. I fell asleep during it.
Oh. Talk too
Nice.
slow for you?
They do talk too slow for me.
Next image we got. Oh man. Speculation. What's going on here?
I think Tyrael is doing something badass.
Or something badass is happening to Tyrael.
Either way, you're both pretty close, I'd imagine.
Actually, I think that even if you're doing something badass to Tyrael, he's doing something badass at the same time. Because I don't think Tyrael like half-asses anything. This is probably just him like getting up in the morning. I eat cereal.
Oh yeah, that was a good rest. Let's go kill some demons, or have other people kill demons for me.
What occurs
Let's
to me
go
looking
trick
at this?
portals into accomplishing my goals.
Doesn't this really look like it's straight out of a cinematic?
It does.
Yeah, I
Yep,
think
so did
this.
That this is probably going to end up in a cinematic.
Right, this could be
and
like
the next couple. We've
Act
got a few
One
coming up that
cinematic
are
of some sort.
animatics.
Yeah, I put these in a row for a reason because there's some interesting stuff going on in them. And to me, my money's on Tyrael's transforming into something. I mean, you see his wings kind of breaking apart there, and you got that fiery glow about him, like something evil's happening to him. And he does not look like he's enjoying whatever's happening to him.
And the heavens shall tremble.
Yeah, and you have that kind of heavenly glow coming down from above. Maybe like, I don't know, they're doing it to him. It's his curse or something like that, casting
And
him.
basically the runes below him
Right.
lighting up as well. So there's definitely a lot going on in this image, and I think everybody has some speculation that they've had looking at this.
Yep. And if you take a look at the next shot, you can see this looks like an evil angel to me. He's got the spiked helm and the spiked shoulders and fiery wings. Badass.
Look at the little picture drawn at the very top. I don't remember seeing that initially.
It looks like Tyrael to me, turning
Well-
into something.
Well, no. Look at the person in the foreground looking up at him,
Mm-hmm.
who's just kind of shielding from the effects going on.
Right, the bright light.
Like I say, this does not look like Tyrael's work because, again, Tyrael is always depicted as blue. He gives off a blue light, and this is flaming.
Yeah, but
bright
that's my point.
yellow,
In the
orange,
previous
red.
picture, it looks like he's transforming